Welcome back to the Coosters this week. My name is Julia and I am a Catholic mom living in Vancouver, British Columbia, making little videos on Catholicism, minimalism, and homeschooling. And I'm back this week. I skipped last week because, as you could probably see from last week's video, I am in the throes of early pregnancy with my 8th baby, and I am just giving everything to my rest, and the priority right now is just taking care of my body so I can do first and foremost what I need to for my husband and kids, and then homeschool, and then work, and then friends, and then you all, unfortunately. I know I like to share with you and I like to keep up with YouTube because I was just so overwhelmed by the love that people sent back to me after the last video, encouraging me as I go into this next pregnancy. I have been really supported. I love the comments about Memoria Press that are coming through, and because I'm a Canadian mom, I feel very disconnected from the Memoria Press world. There's so many more of you in the United States that are doing this, so it gives me a chance to speak to you, and I really appreciate that we are creating community here. So I do value this and I want to keep up with it, but as you can imagine, this is real life and not a movie, and I have real people in front of me every day, and I am just so tired at the end of my days. I'm going to bed so early. If the clock says something like 7 or 8 on it, I'm like, okay, I think that's all I can do now. And I tuck myself in and I do not get up for like 8 hours at least. There's sometimes interruptions with kids at night, but luckily Jesse's been taking the lion's share of that, so I can just really sleep off the nausea, the fatigue, and just all that comes with early pregnancy. I'm about 10 weeks now, and so it's still very early, but definitely baby is making themselves known. We lost our second son to stillbirth in 2013, so I know that there's no really safe point in any pregnancy. We lost our son at 30 weeks, and that was an unexpected incident that was never fully given an answer for, and most of the time with stillbirths they're just healthy babies that just die. And so I am thinking the best. You feel grateful for the ones that make it, but you definitely mourn the ones that are not here, and there's always that this wistful feeling, especially this time of year for me, because when we lost our child, his due date was October 2nd, and that was the Feast of the Guardian Angels. And so around this time of year, I am just thinking of him. He would be 9, and I just definitely, he's on my mind a lot. I was saying that, yeah, it's a hard time in early pregnancy for me, but I am getting through with going to bed really early. My husband is giving me like a long leash when it comes to just buying things for my cravings that are happening at this point. There were weeks where I needed curry or sushi. I needed like a tuna salad sandwich. There seems to be a constant theme of protein in there. My body's just really saying, eat more protein, eat more protein. So I am giving into that. I'm making myself things that I don't usually eat, but it's helping with the nausea, and sleeping is good. And then some other things that I'm doing to help me are I just fill the house with lovely scents as much as I can. Scents, yes, because my sense of smell is so strong right now that everything smells disgusting if it's not kind of masked. I have the windows open all the time. I have my diffuser going. I need to empty the garbages all the time. yeah, I kind of go between feeling like everything is disgusting, or I just want to sleep. That's the stage I'm in. And then on top of everything else, we all got sick as a family last week, and I still have a bit of a congested, stuffed up sound to me. So I feel fine, but it's just the end of that. So I think if you didn't get sick in September, you are like a super family, because by the 3rd week of September, no matter what I do, I am trying to pump my kids with, you know, the vitamin C's and the good immune boosting honey and all this different stuff. We always get sick. We always get sick. We are into the first 4 weeks of school, and some things that have been going really well with school right now is that I have all the kids together at the table for a longer time. That's something that I wanted to do more of this year. As my eldest is in grade 6, he was more and more independent, and I was making him little checklists, and he was going out into the living room and completing them really well. I would check in, but I just missed having my kids together. So I've been trying to, with my new school day schedule, keep us together for more read aloud time together. We're doing one Bible verse as a family. We're doing, we're doing spelling at the same time. We're doing Latin at the same time. And so it's a little bit much with 4 kids at the kitchen table for the first hour and a half of the day. And then I check in with them individually sort of after that. But I think that's going really well. And I organized this kind of co-op nature study with some other moms that I know, and that's, I think, a really positive thing, because it's getting us outside every week, and we get our social time and the kids get their time. Hello, I've been discovered. Come here, Joseph. Joseph is here to say hello. Hello. Can you say hello to my friends? Hello. So nature study is good. Anything that is, like, nothing just happens, as you know, as a mom. Like, if you plan for it, successful things, that's the only way that they're going to happen. So this whole nature group thing is checking all the boxes. My kids are getting social time with their friends, and we're getting our science all done together, K through grade 6. I looked at sort of the learning outcomes for all of those, and we can do a lot together. Oh, thank you. You found this is left over from our morning. I gave the little ones this morning these cotton balls and told them to make believe and pretend with them in the cupcake tins, and they proceeded to stuff them down the vent and then glue them to the fridge. So it didn't really work out the way I intended. So some of the things that I wanted to share that I need to improve on after this first month of school are that I need to keep up with taking my iron supplements and my multivitamins. I started taking my prenatal iron, liquid iron, and I got so sick the first couple weeks that I said, I am not doing this. So, you know, I have to play around with a good iron. I was taking Floridix liquid iron. I've taken Bob's iron. That was recommended by the midwife last pregnancy. There's different ones. And I know my prenatal has iron in it, but that's something I always go down in every pregnancy. And I know the last baby I had a home birth, and I know they said that if my iron numbers weren't high enough that, you know, they wouldn't feel comfortable with me having the baby at home. So I was able to keep it up, but just stuff, you know, but I know I need to do that again this time. I would also like to, once I'm not feeling so tired and I don't want to get up or extra early or stay up extra late, I need to get back into exercising more, like, diligently. And right now it just happens with the kids and the housework, you know, when we're walking to parks. You know, I don't have terrible eating habits, which I think is what saves me, and I do stop eating when I brush my teeth around 7:30 with the kids, but I know that exercise would make me feel a lot better. I just have no energy. Yeah, I just have no energy. And one thing that I've really slipped in the last month is making the kids accountable for doing chores. we had this chore chart going, and then I erased it and never filled it out again. And it's like, oh, every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get that on. And every time I'm like doing the dishes again, I'm like, oh, in the summer I had a child for every single meal doing the dishes, and why can't I do that? There's just some of these feelings of, like I'm so clouded with the homeschool and the pregnancy that I think these extra things that I know improved my life when I was reflective and able to take the time to do them, they help. But sometimes it's just easier, right? You just do it yourself. So those are my musings for this week. I am going to get back to the kids now. We need to get outside. I think I just heard another crash downstairs. So I need to get back to the kids. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your supportive comments that you left all in the last couple weeks about the new baby. And I'm praying for you too in your homeschool year. And thanks for, I gotta go. See you next week. Bye.